Hey, Ed. This is Paul from Richmond Hill. How are you?
Paul from Richmond Hill. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Glad to be on your show.
Well, thanks for calling in. Let me set the scene for folks on here, and let them know why you're calling in here. This is just an unbelievable story. And I first saw this on Queen's Crap, and then Paul reached out to me. And Queen's Crap, for you guys out there, it's a blog. So it's a great blog for that deals with issues in Queens, and a lot. They're very strong on property issues. And there's this video posted on there, and the headline says it all: "Jerk shovels snow into neighbor's driveway." So this and there's a great video which we'll post along with this interview, so you'll see it. But basically, this happened during the last blizzard and the last snowstorm, and on the Saturday morning. When Paul wakes up, well, why don't you take the story from there? What did you find when you woke up that morning?
I woke up and I found almost 4-foot-high pile of snow in my driveway, and it was clear what had happened because my next-door neighbor's walkway and the street by his car was all clear, and all the snow that had been there is now in my driveway, just between the street and on the driveway apron itself. I figured out what happened, and I had installed a security camera system a few months back, and I'm glad I did because I got it all on film. It's remarkable.
It's a fantastic video too.
So
what you see in this video, folks, and again we'll post it. This guy just starts shoveling, and there's a number of times that he's shoveling way over here, and he's got to walk back. He's actually making the effort to go back and dump the snow on your property.
Yeah, and okay, it's not my property, but it's my driveway. It's city
right.
property, but it's my driveway, and it's just egregious. It's ridiculous. It's beyond the pale. I can't imagine why someone would do that other than their own convenience. So I don't know what else to say about it. If you see the video, it does speak for itself. And at first you think, oh, he's starting to shovel my walkway. Isn't that nice? And then I realize, oh, no, he's shoveling it to make more room for himself to shovel. And then if you're watching the video, if you look at the guy across the street, there's a neighbor across the street. He's shoveling his walkway. He then begins to shovel his neighbor's walkway. So here we have the complete contrast of one guy being a total jerk and the guy across the street actually helping his neighbor, which is what I did when I finished shoveling. I had a 75-year-old neighbor down the block. I helped him shovel his snow.
Well, it's when you see something like this, it is definitely aggravating. It is, it's upsetting that people do this. But from what you had told me, this is not out of the norm behavior for these people.
There are people who basically feel that they have a sense of entitlement and they're the only people on the planet. And that seems to be them. I mean, I look out right now and I can see out in front of my house the garbage hasn't been picked up right now because they're getting ready for snow removal again, which I'm dreading. The neighbor's garbage can has fallen over and is in my driveway, full of garbage. So and it's been like that for a little while now. So. It just gives me an idea of what I deal with, and the problem is that I can't just pick up and move my house.
Right.
And I don't expect them to either. So.
No, and this is these are the challenges we all face. Living in a big city, we've got to coexist. We've got to live with our neighbors. But what do you do when you're faced with a situation where you're living with a neighbor that's this inconsiderate?
Hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the answer is. Now you've spoken to them many times before.
In the past, it's either fallen on deaf ears or turned back that why are you always complaining. And you don't want to be a crank. You don't want to be someone that's always complaining. There's an old joke, and I told you this. I'll tell it again.
Sure. Yeah, please tell it again.
Of a Trappist monk who they're not allowed to speak, but once every 10 years, so 10 years passes, and the monk says to the abbot, "Abbot, my bed is lumpy." 10 years pass again, and he says to the abbot, "Abbot, the food is terrible here." 10 more years passes, now 30 years have passed, and he says to the abbot, "Abbot, I'm leaving the order." And the abbot says, "Good, all you ever do is complain." And that's kind of like my relationship with my next-door neighbor, because I don't interface with them, they don't interface with me. It's sort of just a mutual, let's ignore one another. It's better. And but if they do something that's really egregious, you have to say something. You try to be pleasant about it. But it's always, why are you yelling at my husband, or why do you always have problems? And I don't always have problems, but when I do, I have to speak up. But in this instance, I did not speak up. I just posted a video on YouTube.
I think it's a good approach. It's really interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how they react to it if they ever do. And if they do see it online, and hopefully they will, and it'll be a slap in their face to realize, hey, look at what you did.
Yeah, it's just beyond the pale. I mean, we're supposed to help one another, and if we can't help one another, at least do no harm.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, very good. Listen, Paul, I want to thank you for posting this, and we wish you much better luck with your neighbors in the future.
I appreciate it.
And we hope they wake up.
Well, thank you very much, and glad your show's back on, and thanks for having me tonight.
All right. Thanks a lot, Paul. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.